The blood on the rear gate at Bundy matches the defendant at a rate of 1 in 57 billion.
There's only 5 billion people on the planet. Ladies and gentlemen, that's an identification.
Well, if you couldn't quite spot the difference in those clips, you might not be alone. That was the remarkably accurate portrayal of Marcia Clark by Sarah Paulson in the critically acclaimed FX series The People versus OJ Simpson. And of course, Clark herself. She became a household name as lead prosecutor in the trial of the century, OJ Simpson. Since then, she's become a best-selling author, writing a memoir about that case, as well as a number of legal thrillers. Well, now, though, she's diving into true crime with a nonfiction book called Trial by Ambush. It's about Barbara Graham, who was convicted of murder and sentenced to death in the 1950s. And Marcia says the case is a searing indictment of the criminal justice system that prized headlines over the truth. Marcia, good morning. Perhaps that sounded familiar to you. What called to you about this story of Barbara Graham?
Everything. I mean, it was really weird because this was one of those stories where I looked at it by accident. I was investigating a whole other case, saw it in a footnote, thought, that's interesting. Looked at it, saw that it was their crime of the century and thought, okay, never mind. Everybody will have written about this. There's nothing new to say. Well, so I thought, but I couldn't let go. It was a period of months. Kept thinking, but Barbara Graham, that case. And when I actually got all the transcripts and looked at it, it was huge. The story was a thriller, plus a thriller not only outside the courtroom, but inside the courtroom, with all kinds of things happening at the last minute, twists and turns.
There are a ton of twists and turns. By the way, you're a former prosecutor. You're kind of a defense attorney in this case. Yeah. You really lay out what went wrong. Can you give us the thumbnail sketch, like the 30-second elevator pitch? Who was Barbara Graham, for those who don't remember? I have to say, I had never heard of this case. But it was the trial of the century before the trial of the century.
Way before, back in 1953. So what was amazing about it is that this was a girl who was kind of thrown away at birth. Her mother really didn't want her. She had 2 other kids after her. They got to stay at home, but Barbara kept getting thrown out and thrown into a reform school that was kind of like a torture prison. It was like Guantanamo. I mean, they were waterboarding the girls. She went through a hellish childhood. But she was smart, innately smart, and she didn't get through 8th grade, but she loved jazz, she loved war, she loved literature. I think her downfall was she was also beautiful. And she wound up in cahoots with these bad guys, Emmett Perkins, Jack Santo, and that's how she got wrapped up in this murder case, where she was only supposed to be the lure that got the victim to open the door.
She was convicted and put to death, was she not?
And put to death, yeah.
And so now you reopen the case. What's interesting about it is obviously it's a completely different case than the one you're well known for. But as you came along, there were aspects of the media coverage, aspects of the way this defendant, a female, a beautiful female, was treated that rung a chord with you. How so?
Well, it was interesting to me to watch and look at what the media did. I investigated the newspaper coverage exhaustively, and it was amazing to see that all these different outlets, and they published 3 times a day back then because there wasn't what we have now. News, yeah. It wasn't like that. So you had morning, afternoon, and evening news, and they all went in lockstep calling Barbara a villainess. They called her Bloody Babs. They painted her as this evil seductress and cold-hearted murderer, and they made her the mastermind of this whole thing.
And commenting on her physical appearance.
Endlessly.
Watching every move, looking for signs, something you experienced as the lead prosecutor in the biggest trial of the 90s.
But you know what? It made me realize I didn't have it so bad.
Perspective.
Oh, my God. I mean, they went, her hair, her makeup, her clothes, every move she made. And there were times that there were actually some photographs in the courtroom that contradicted exactly what the press was writing about. Like they said, she stared with an evil stare at her ex-husband who came in. And now you see the picture, she's just looking over her shoulder. She's not doing anything. You know, but they had to, it was their version of clickbait. And it worked.
It did. And, you know, people are fascinated by true crime, as you well know. I know you have a podcast of true crime podcast right now. But do you think it's a positive for the public to be so interested? I was curious what you thought about, for example, the Menendez case, which was just a few years before Simpson, now being re-examined, potential resentencing in light of a dramatization series and a documentary. What do you think about that?
I don't think it's bad to look back at cases. I do not. Because every case at the time it's tried is impacted in some way by what's happening to us as a society and our understanding of the issues that may be involved in that case, particularly when it comes to child abuse and that sort of thing. So we bring a more sophisticated idea as to what was going on. And that's good. That's a good thing. I think it brings us balance. Yeah. It's probably an argument for doing that kind of thing as much as possible. That doesn't necessarily mean you change the outcome. It doesn't necessarily mean the Menendez brothers get released. But we look at it now with different eyes. There's no question.
Can't help but ask, do you have an opinion about the Menendez brothers and whether they should be released after resentencing?
I have bounced back and forth on this so many times. I don't know the case.
Yes.
I was in the DA's office at the time it was tried the first time. And so I knew, you know, it was in the air, it was around, but I wasn't involved in it. So I don't really know any more than the public does. So I can't say what I think should happen. Sometimes I think, hey, you know what? These spoiled rich kids, you know, they shotgunned their parents to death. I understand you thought you were in danger from your father. I'm not sure I buy that. On the other hand, then I think, but they might. But if they did feel that their lives were in imminent danger, then they deserve to be convicted of manslaughter. So I can't stand. Yeah. I'm sick of me.
It's a complex case. Do you feel like your own complex case, in the light of like 30 years passing and people looking, and there's been an acclaimed documentary, OJ Made in America, a docuseries.
Yes.
Sarah Paulson played you. I know when that first came out, you were like, oh gosh, do we have to relive this?
Yeah.
But ultimately, you felt it was a positive portrayal. Do you feel like how people look at the case has changed for the better?
I think so. Well, the Simpson case is no different than any of these high-profile cases that get the spin that our society puts on them at the time. Whatever we're going through as a society has some impact on how we view the case. And I think it was not... The Simpson case was not really a mystery in any way, shape, or form. People created rabbit holes around it at the time because it made it more intriguing, but it really wasn't. It was a domestic violence case, a very classic one in many respects, bigger than most because there were two innocent victims. But, you know, there was not that much really to talk about, unlike other cases that really do present. And in a way, Menendez is a little more of a conundrum, you know, gives you more kind of things to think about in terms of should we, shouldn't we, how do we handle it now?
And whether it's Barbara Graham, which you wrote about in your new book, or these cases that we know so well, they all take place in the cultural context, which makes them fascinating.
I think that's true, but Barbara Graham, in today's world, would never have been put to death. Never. There's no way.
It'd be a good documentary, by the way.
I agree.
Okay, Marcia Clark. Again, the book is called Trial by Ambush. You already have a title. And it's out now. You can hear her new true crime podcast as well. It's called Informants Lawyer X on Wondery+.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't miss the Today Show every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific on our streaming channel, Today All Day. To watch, head to today.com/allday or click the link right here.